students. I'm Madam Joyce from Educare TZ. I'm teaching biology, and today I'll be with you to discuss our topic, which is gaseous exchange and respiration. So here we are going to deal with our subtopic, which is the respiration. So this session, it will be just a continuation on where we end on the previous session, whereby we try to see on the respiratory quotient, which is abbreviated as RQ. Tuliona kwamba hii respiratory quotient is just a measurement which shows the ratios between the carbon dioxide evolved and the oxygen which is consumed in the process of respiration. And by saying that, we have seen that different kinds of ratios which is found in different kinds of respiratory substrate. And starting here, we can see that on the other hand, we were discussing on the significance of the RQ, which is the respiratory quotient. Tukasema kwamba hii RQ inatusaidia kujua different kind of respiratory substrate have been used so that to formulate the ATP during the respiration. So on the other hand, we can simply say that high RQ value implies the kind of anaerobic respiration. Implies kinds of anaerobic respiration. So therefore, the volume of the carbohydrate evolved is greater than that of oxygen consumed. We will going to see that in the table 6.5. We have seen that if we will get the RQ value it is greater amount. Kwa mfano tukipata RQ value 10 au tukipata RQ value 30 kupanda juu, kwa hapo ujue kwamba hiyo aerobic respiration tunasema kwamba hiyo aerobic kind of respiration that have been used to form the ATP, it is anaerobic. Na ndio maana tukasema kwamba amount of carbon dioxide itakuwa imepatikana hapo ni kubwa kuliko the amount of oxygen consumed. And therefore now let's see this table, which now depicts the real structure of meaning the RQ value in each respiratory substrate. So now, as you can see here, this is our table now 6.5, which shows the RQ value for carbohydrates, lipids, and the protein. So we have our respiratory substrate, which are the three, which are the carbohydrates, the lipids, the protein, and here we have the carbohydrates or lipids or protein. So, and here we have the respiratory quotient of each. So there we have the type of metabolism. So it can be either aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration. So my students, this number, make sure that you have it into your mind, so that even if it will require you to calculate and to state the kind of respiratory substrate which have been used, it will be easy for you now to write, because you know the RQ value of each respiratory substrate. They're just easily, you can even claim. So now starting from the carbohydrate. So the carbohydrate here including the glucose and all forms of the carbohydrate. And the respiratory quotient of carbohydrate, it is about 1. We were seeing it in the previous session, kwa maana kwamba kiwango cha carbon dioxide evolved and kiwango cha oxygen consumed during the production of about 38 ATP during the glucose oxidation, it is about 6 ratio, kwa maana kwamba kunakuwa na 6 kwenye carbon dioxide na kunakuwa na 6 kwenye 6 kwenye carbon dioxide na 6 zingine zinakuwa kwenye oxygen. So ukigawanya hapo probably utapata ni moja. Na the kind of metabolism which is involved there, it is the aerobic respiration. Let's see another respiratory substrate which is the lipids. So ukiangalia hapa kwenye lipids pia respiratory quotient yake ni 0.7 mpaka 0.72. So ukipata maybe hapa inayo range hapa katikati maybe 0.71 itakuwa ndani ya lipids, au ukipata maybe 0.65, 0.69, hiyo yote tutaita ni nini? Ni lipid, respiratory quotient ya lipid. So and the type of metabolism which is involved there, it is just a aerobic respiration. But also in the protein now, unaweza ukaona kwenye protini, kwa maana kwamba respiratory quotient yake inaweza ikawa ni 0.8 mpaka kwenye 0.9. So ikiwa hapa maybe 0.81, 0.85, 0.88 and those number which are ranging between that ratio, tunajua hapo hiyo ni respiratory quotient ya protein. And the type of metabolism which is involved there, it is aerobic respiration. And the last one, it is just a carbohydrate or lipids or protein. So tunasema kwamba its respiratory quotient, it is infinite. Why is it infinite? Kwa sababu ikiwa imerespire anaerobically, meaning that there is absence of oxygen. And if there is absence of oxygen, and we know that mathematically any number divided by 0, it is infinity. Kwa hiyo hata kama carbon dioxide ukipata 100 au ukipata thousands or billions of carbohydrates, they have been evolved, but since they respire anaerobically, the answer will be infinity and not 0. So you have to draw that thing. It is very important and very essential for you to understand. So make sure that all of these things you feed it into your mind. It is benefit for you that if you know the respiratory quotient of each respiratory substrate, even if the question it will come across this region, it will now easy for you to calculate that question. So now let's see the examples. So now you can have just a clear understanding on what is this respiratory quotient and their product. So now see that the equation for respiration of the fat, which is tripalbutene, is as follows. So we have our fatty molecule, and we know that the fat molecule, its respiratory quotient, it is ranging between 0.7 up to 0.72. That is ikiwa ina respire aerobically within the presence of oxygen. So see this equation. Kwa maana kwamba siku nyingine unaweza ukaletewa equation haijawa balanced. So unatakiwa ubalance hiyo equation. Kwa wale wanaosoma chemistry itakuwa ni rahisi kwao. So hakikisha umebalance hiyo equation yako. Number of carbons zinazopatikana kwenye reactants ziwe sawa na number of carbons zinazopatikana kwenye products. So this one is our equation. Not only number of carbons or the number of elements which are found in the reactants, they must be the same as the numbers of the numbers of the substrate which are found in the product side. So tuna hii equation yetu ambayo tuna hii molecule yetu ambayo ni fatty, ambapo tumeambiwa jina lake linaitwa tripalbutene. Tripalbutene. So our tripalbutene, you can see the number of carbon. Hii hapa number of carbon is equal 51. Kama ni 2 kwa uta times 2 mara 51. Utapata ngapi? 2, 102 I think. So Hakikisha kwenye reactant pia number of carbon there must be 102. So this one is our equation. Lakini pia ukija kuangalia numbers of hydrogen which are present here, it is 98. So you'll times with 2, you'll get its total. And ukiangalia kwenye hii reactant kwenye products pia the same, zinapatikana hivyo hivyo. Lakini pia ukija number of numbers of oxygen here, it is C. So my student, our thing that is the thing which is very important here, just balancing the numbers of carbon dioxide and the numbers of oxygen which are used in the reactant and in the product. You can see here we have about 145 oxygen molecule. Lakini ukija kuangalia huku na kwenyewe utaona numbers of carbon dioxide which are present there. So my student, for more clarification on that question, I would like to invite you into the next part of this session so that you can have clear understanding on how you can calculate such question, finding the respiratory quotient. So thank you for your time and for listening.